from what we do. But it was very late in the speech. When he referred to the Benghazi attack, it was the attack, the attackers. He never once referred to it as a terrorist attack. And then later in the speech, when he was referring to the original 9/11 in 2001, he made the comment about not allowing acts of terror to deter us, which he's now trying to say was his reference to this as an act of terrorism, even though all of his other surrogates, you know, the Secretary of State and the UN ambassador went out and tried to make this sound like just an inflamed crowd, inflamed by a videotape, for the next 2 weeks, before he finally, at long last, acknowledged that it was an act of terror 2 weeks later.
Exactly, because he dodged the question at the first debate, and then that question was never re-asked or never answered it. Here's my other point. I want to give Governor Romney the benefit of the doubt at the third debate. Lars, what are your thoughts about the idea that about 3 months ago, if Romney started getting the same daily intelligence reports as Obama,
yes,
then maybe for high United States security reasons, Romney decided it was in the best interest of the country to downplay Benghazi at the third debate.
I think he downplayed Benghazi by not making it an issue that he dug into and beat the daylights out of Obama with, which he should have with the issue. But he should have, from my point of view. As a candidate, you have to think, what will show to undecided voters that I can be a cool, calm head as head of state for your country? Will it be me verbally thrashing the president with his lies and his misdirection to the American people? Or will it be something else, looking at the issues? And I think that's why he took that approach. I also think that even if he's getting the presidential daily briefings, that he's not allowed to use that information. He's allowed to know it in case he becomes, when he becomes commander-in-chief in January, but he's not expected to use it for political purposes or to make decisions about which use of the information is the right information, that would benefit the country. So I don't think his actions at the debate had anything to do with knowing or not knowing what the president was briefed on. Frankly, it sounds like Romney's been attending the presidential daily briefings more reliably than Barack Obama, which ought to tell voters a whole lot.
Well, I agree, and he is proving himself a true commander-in-chief.
You're absolutely right. Thanks for the call. Let's go to Tim in Klamath Falls. Hey, Tim, what's on your mind?
Well, nice listening to you, and you guys are right on here. I just want to bring up the point. Isn't this grounds for impeachment for this president, for Commander-in-Chief to be lying in front of 67 million people on the last debate here?
Well, he's not lying under oath, so I guess you'd have to figure out which is the high crime or misdemeanor. And that's not a small question. With Clinton, the question was, what's the high crime or misdemeanor? Lying under oath in a federal court proceeding. That's a crime. If you or I lied under oath, it's called perjury. And so the president was prosecuted for that, impeached for that, although not found guilty, but he was impeached. So if you were going to impeach Obama, number one, you have to have a huge amount of anger from the American people. Number two, you've got an election less than 2 weeks away, and most people, if you proposed impeachment, would say, why don't we just replace him at the election? After, if he gets reelected, then the question may come back. Do you think the president has committed a crime? But if he committed a crime in this case, and I'm not saying he did, but I'll take your point directly, if you wanted to say impeach him, what's the crime you would accuse him of?
Well, there was plenty of previous crimes. I don't have them all written here, but...
No, but give me one, because, see, that is the problem. You have to say he's either committed a high crime or a misdemeanor. What would you say? I think he's done plenty of things that are wrong. I don't think I can come up with one that I could say is criminal. Which would be the criminal act that he's committed?
That's a good question.
See, and if you don't have one, you can say, well, there ought to be a law against presidents doing stupid things like, like the many, many things he's done. Shutting down the oil industry in the Gulf is a crime, but it's not literally.
He lied to us about he's not an American citizen. He wasn't born on U.S. soil. I'm sure that would be proven after he's out of term,
But at this point, you don't really have an impeachable offense, Tim, although, and you need to get a member of Congress in the middle of an election year who would say that he would bring articles of impeachment, and I think that might be a far stretch. I'm live at Spirit Mountain Casino. I want to remind you that next week we have our final game tonight, the last of the preliminary games, and remember what this is all about. This is money to charity. The casino agreed last year to do this. They're doing it again this year. and God bless them, they're giving away almost $10,000 to Oregon charities. We've allowed a lot of people to play blackjack. Every week we've had a winner. Tonight we'll have another winner. Another $1,000 will go to the person with the most chips in front of them at the end of 60 minutes of play. And we've had a lot of fun as well. We've given some attention to all the different charities that have participated. On the final week, we will have 4 players chosen over these last 4 weeks and a wild card player that we're going to pull out of the hat right here. If you come here between noon and 6 next Wednesday, not today, but next Wednesday, you're certainly willing to come on, we're willing to have you come on down and watch the game tonight. I'll be here at 6 o'clock when I finish up the national show. We'll play an hour of blackjack. We'll award $1,000 to a charity, and we'll qualify somebody else for next week's game. You're listening to the Lars Larson Show live from Spirit Mountain. Portland's best traffic is right here from Jeremy Scott, not at Spirit Mountain, on FM News 101.
Watching over the traffic here in town, that earlier wreck 405 southbound at the Fremont Bridge has been cleared. It was there in mid-span blocking for a little bit of time, but it has been cleared out of your way. Staying there north of town, I-5 southbound, seeing some slow traffic onto the Fremont Bridge. It was moving well even while that crash was there. No delay as you head northbound to Vancouver, south of town, coming off the Markham Bridge. It looks good all the way down through the Twilliger curves and past 217 to 205. On the west side, Sunset Highway inbound, that's a good ride all the way from Cornelius Pass into the Vista Ridge Tunnel. And no delays on the east side. They had an earlier stalled vehicle that's out of your way inbound, and it's a 7-minute drive either direction between Gateway and I-5. Traffic brought to you by Portland Meadows. Fall racing is underway with live racing Wednesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Post time is 1 p.m. Always free parking and free admission at Portland Meadows. It could be your lucky day. I'm Jeremy Scott in the traffic center. Portland's most weather 24/7.
And we'll keep those showers going with a slight chance for some thunderstorms. Then we'll calm things down tomorrow with some dry weather and temps in the mid-50s. I'm KGW News Channel 8 meteorologist Nick Allard. Your next news, traffic, and weather update at the top of the hour on FM News 101.
Has anyone ever told you that you can only buy stock for your IRA from a stockbroker? It's not true. With the volatility in today's stock market, you'd probably like to diversify. You know, put your savings into real things. Things like real estate and apartment buildings, notes and loans. Well, the fact is you can take control of your IRA, but to do that you have to follow the IRS guidelines, and that means working with a pro. There are 2 pros that I would trust, David and Tom Moore with IRA Advantage. At IRA Advantage, they have the expertise and the know-how to set up a truly self-directed IRA. Now, it's a complete service, in case you're wondering, ready for your immediate use. I encourage you to contact IRA Advantage. Set up a no-cost, no-obligation consultation. IRA Advantage will walk you through the whole process. They'll give you the peace of mind of knowing that your nest egg is diversified and that it's invested in things you know and trust. Give IRA Advantage a call at 503-619-0223 or visit online at iraadvantage.net. IRA Advantage, you have questions, they have answers.
Launch your Clip Radio app now and get ready to clip it.
Small businesses are the driving force of job creation, but today many of our small businesses are struggling.
Well, we don't have a business-friendly climate here.
When small businesses needed him the most, Jay Inslee wasn't there for them.
The way Jay Inslee votes in Washington, D.C., it's like he has something against small business.
Jay Inslee doesn't seem to get the problems that I face in running a small business.
Inslee voted to raise taxes on small business, and he wasted $800 billion on a spending plan that didn't create the promised jobs.
Jay Inslee's actions, they have consequences for a business like mine.
Jay Inslee voted for a bill that would raise electric prices $500 per household and could have killed 25,000 local jobs.
As a small businessman, I don't trust Jay Inslee's mindset, and I really worry how he will be as governor.
Real Washington business owners understand we just can't afford Jay Inslee as governor. No candidate authorized this ad. Paid for by Republican Governors Association, Washington PAC, Washington, D.C. Top 5 contributors of the Republican Governors Association.
If you're like me, you want options. Lots of them. Well, Toyota's Prius family gives you more ways than ever to enjoy big savings at the pump. There's Prius, the world's most iconic hybrid. The stylish and compact 53 MPG rated Prius C. The easy to charge 51 MPG rated Prius plug-in hybrid. And the larger family-friendly Prius V, named the best car to buy for 2012 by GreenCarReports.com. Right now, get into a member of the Prius family, like the Prius C2 for as low as $19,900. Selection, fuel efficiency, and great deals. Now that's a lot for less. Visit your local Toyota dealer or buyatoyota.com to learn more. Toyota.
EPA MPG rated 53 city miles for Prius C. 2012 EPA MPG rated 51 city miles for Prius plug-in hybrid. Actual miles will vary. Manufacturer's suggested retail price for Prius C2 excludes delivery, processing, and handling fee of $760 for cars. Excludes taxes, license, title, and available or regionally required equipment. Actual dealer price may vary. Offers may vary by region. See participating dealer for details.
Never make coffee in a hotel bathroom again. At the newly refreshed Extended Stay America, your coffee maker is right where it belongs, in your very own kitchen. Extended Stay America has redefined what a great hotel value should be. A fully equipped kitchen with a full-size fridge, so you can cook if you choose to, or have your favorite midnight snack. Plus, fresh filtered water in every room, free grab-and-go breakfast, free in-room Wi-Fi, a flat-screen TV with premium channels, and really comfortable rates. Inns are out. Don't settle for a basic hotel room. Stay at the newly refreshed Extended Stay America by the day, week, or month. The new way to stay. Book now at extendedstayamerica.com or call 1-888-990-STAY.
All credit cards are not
I forgot to tell you, Seth is coming by to pick up that mattress about 3.
Okay.
So.
Jeff just got done and left, so.
Okay.
All right. More. Good deal.
Okay. I talk to you later.
Okay, I suppose I'll let you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bush should have started shooting down planes after that first plane hit the towers. If I remember right, we didn't know it was a terrorist attack until the second plane hit.
That's correct. And what they're saying, the big beef that the caller had, he was a naysayer, was that Bush should have bolted right out of the classroom and saved 6 minutes, and that would have made a difference. If you go back and look at the timeline, the first plane hit the first tower, the second plane hit the second tower about 15 minutes later. NORAD was already on notice as of the first plane hitting the first tower. The president bolting out of the classroom wouldn't have made much difference. Appreciate the call, by the way. Dusty's on the line from Battleground in Washington. Hey, Dusty, what's on your mind?
Well, hey, Rod. Well, I'm a long-time listener, first-time caller, so thanks for having me on the show.
Glad to do it.
My question is, Mr. Obama sits in the position that he's in. He actively observed by our live media their killings of Americans in a military position, plus our, conflict. Now, since we're in the military or any other organized enforcement, wouldn't a person in command who stands by and knowingly watches and does nothing to let his subordinates die, wouldn't that bring up a court martial?
It would, if you were in the military. I can tell you that, and again, I'm not somebody who served, but the word is that if you're the captain of a ship and say it runs aground, and it's not your fault, you're not even on the ship, you've got somebody who's well qualified running the ship, who's steering the ship, and the ship runs aground, guess who gets cashiered? The captain of the ship. Correct. And that generally is the practice. The submarine commander, who was surfacing near Hawaii and managed to hit a civilian boat, It was somebody's fault, and I don't even recall, but it didn't matter. The commander gets cashiered. But in this case, our commander-in-chief is always a civilian. He's the president of the United States, and he doesn't get cashiered, unfortunately. Let's go to John in Eugene. Hey, John, welcome to the program.
Hey, Lars. I was just calling to talk about when you were saying what should he be tried for if he gets to impeach him, and I say it should be accessory to murder, considering that any person that would be